Debate that. Democratic Congressman Joe Sestak from Pennsylvania and Republican Congresswoman Marsha Blackburn from Tennessee. Good to see you both. Congressman Sestak, I know you're a supporter of Tim Geithner, even though you admit he's made some mistakes. But just now we are finding out that while he said that he didn't hear about the bonuses until March 10th, he said that this week, we now find testimony from March 3rd, a week before that, in which he announced knowledge of the bonuses. So just within the past hour or so, more indication that he's telling different stories.
What I understand is he never got the full story until later on, but I accept right up front that he made a mistake. He also made a mistake where he made a judgment that he couldn't go back in and renegotiate these contracts. All that being said, there are two reasons why I strongly support him at this time. First off, we know that he has dealt with financial crisis from Indonesia to Mexico to Thailand to Korea. We knew that the Federal Reserve, under his guidance in New York City, has actually been the bright light in what's kept the lights going on in America. But second, and this is the most important point besides his competence, it is that right now fear and instability are the worst adversaries we have in this economy. We've actually backed away a bit from the financial panic. We still have a financial crisis. And right now, to jettison over someone who is working with only 5 of the 27 positions, his assistant general, so to speak, in position, doesn't do him justice. I came from the Defense Department. Mr. Gates was permitted to keep all his positions filled with the outgoing Republicans until Democrats came in, because we're in a war overseas. We owe this man the same due diligence, and we didn't do that.
Representative Blackburn, listen, making a lot of mistakes is an understatement right now, although there are a lot of problems out there. Treasury Secretary Geithner has been unsure, at least he appears that way, not giving enough details, a whole host of problems. But isn't it a little disingenuous for Representative Mack to say Geithner's lost the entire confidence of all the American public? I mean, you can't speak for the entire nation over that. And to Sestak's comment, to Representative Sestak's comment, isn't now the exact time not to make a change that would only cause further instability?
Liz, I think that one of the things we have to realize when you look at this situation is that confidence will come from competence. And the American people are doubting his ability to handle this situation. He has caused more problems than he has solved. And whether he goes on his own accord or the president asks him to step aside, I think that we are at a point where we need to do something differently. He needs to exit, and we need to make certain that someone with a steady, schooled hand has this under control. It is not time for us to have one revelation after another. What did he know? When did he know it? You know, said he didn't know till last week. Then we have the testimony from Congressman Joe Crowley from that hearing where he obviously knew about it the week of March 3rd. That's what you were talking about from the New York Times today. And then, of course, Peter's report with the email where it was discussed back in November when he was still with the New York Fed. Right. So there is a string of actions here that erode the confidence the American people have in him.
All right, but Congressman Sestak, I'm wondering if we pull back just a little bit, whether it's the person or the office. That is, we're looking at some of the documents now from Neil Kashkari's office, the guy who's in charge of TARP. Here's a guy who has 40 people working for him in charge of a $700 billion program. And you just wonder whether we need to really rethink whether we want to get any further into a program where mistakes, terrible billion-dollar mistakes, have already been made. And these programs are so big that no matter how brainy you are, you couldn't handle the job.
I obviously, David, as you know, come down on the side of